In the vast landscape of entertainment, podcasts have carved out a unique niche, especially in Africa, where the blend of culture, humor, and storytelling creates an irresistible mix. Today, let's dive into the vibrant world of African comedy podcasts, where laughter is the universal language that connects us all. Whether you're commuting to work, lounging at home, or just looking for a good laugh, these podcasts have something for everyone. First up, let's talk about The T.O. Show. Hosted by the charismatic T.O. and his sidekick, the show is a delightful mix of humor, satire, and candid discussions about everyday life. T.O. has this incredible ability to take mundane situations and turn them into hilarious anecdotes that leave listeners in stitches. You know those moments when you're just sitting there and life throws you a curveball? T.O. has a way of capturing those experiences that make you feel like he's speaking directly to you. The chemistry between him and his co-host is electric, and their banter feels like eavesdropping on a conversation between best friends. If you're looking for a podcast that feels personal yet universally relatable, The T.O. Show is a must-listen. Next, we have the African Comedy Podcast, a gem that features a rotating cast of comedians from various African countries. What I love about this podcast is its diversity. Each episode showcases a different comedian, bringing their unique style and perspective to the table. You get to hear everything from witty observations about city life to hilarious takes on cultural differences. It's like a comedy tour of Africa, all from the comfort of your headphones. Plus, the laughter is infectious. You can't help but chuckle along as these comedians share their stories, making you feel like you're part of a larger community that appreciates the humor in life's absurdities. Then there's The Gist with Tolu, which blends comedy with current affairs. Tolu is a master at weaving humor into serious topics, making them more digestible while still being thought-provoking. It's a refreshing approach that resonates with many listeners who often feel overwhelmed by the news. Tolu has a knack for finding the funny side of things, whether it's politics, social issues, or pop culture. The way he navigates these subjects with a comedic lens is both engaging and enlightening. You find yourself laughing while also reflecting on the world around you, which is a rare combination. If you're a fan of storytelling, the Storyteller's Corner is where you need to be. This podcast is hosted by a brilliant storyteller who draws on African folklore, personal experiences, and contemporary issues. The way he crafts his narratives is captivating, often leaving you hanging on the edge of your seat, waiting for the punchline. It's not just about the jokes, it's about the journey he takes you on. Each episode feels like a mini adventure, filled with laughter and life lessons. The storytelling aspect adds a layer of richness that sets it apart from other comedy podcasts. You'll find yourself laughing, gasping, and nodding along as he shares tales that resonate with your own experiences. Let's not forget The Laughing African, a podcast that focuses on stand-up comedy. Each episode features a different comedian performing their set, and it's a fantastic way to discover new talent. The energy is palpable, and you can feel the audience's reactions, which adds to the overall experience. There's something special about live comedy that translates beautifully to audio. You get the thrill of being part of a crowd, sharing in the laughter and excitement. Plus, it's an excellent opportunity to hear a variety of comedic styles, from observational humor to more edgy material. If you're a comedy aficionado, this podcast is like a treasure trove of laughs waiting to be uncovered. Another standout is African Humor Unplugged. This podcast takes a more candid approach, featuring comedians discussing their lives, careers, and the challenges they face in the industry. It's raw, unfiltered, and incredibly relatable. You get to hear the behind-the-scenes stories that often go untold, and the humor that emerges from these conversations is both genuine and heartwarming. It's a reminder that comedians are not just entertainers, they're people with their own struggles and triumphs. The vulnerability displayed in these episodes creates a connection with listeners, making them feel like they're part of a supportive community. Now, let's shift gears and talk about Comedy Central Africa, which is a bit different from the others. This podcast features a compilation of clips from various stand-up shows across the continent, showcasing the best of African comedy. It's like a highlight reel of laughter. You get to experience a wide range of the comedic styles and perspectives in a single episode. It's perfect for those moments when you want a quick dose of humor without committing to a full episode. The variety keeps things fresh, and you might just discover your new favorite comedian along the way. For those who enjoy a bit of nostalgia, the Throwback Comedy Podcast is a delightful trip down memory lane. Each episode focuses on a different era of African comedy, highlighting iconic comedians and their best bits. It's a celebration of the legends who paved the way for today's comedians. Listening to these classic routines is not only entertaining, but also a reminder of how far comedy has come in Africa. It's a great way to appreciate the evolution of humor and the cultural shifts that have influenced it over the years. Let's also give a shout out to The Comedy Club, which is more of a roundtable discussion than a traditional podcast. A group of comedians gathers to discuss various topics, sharing their thoughts and cracking jokes along the way. The dynamic is lively, and the camaraderie among the comedians is palpable. It's like being a fly on the wall at a gathering of friends who just happen to be hilarious. The conversations often veer off into unexpected territory, leading to some of the funniest moments. If you enjoy unscripted humor and spontaneous banter, this podcast will keep you entertained for hours. And how could we forget the Humor Factory? This podcast features a mix of stand-up, sketches, and comedic interviews. The variety keeps things exciting, and you never know what to expect from one episode to the next. The hosts have a great rapport, and their chemistry shines through in every segment. They tackle everything from current events to personal stories, ensuring that there's something for everyone. It's a fantastic option for those who appreciate a diverse range of comedic styles and formats. As we wrap up this exploration of African comedy podcasts, it's clear that there's an abundance of talent and creativity within the continent's comedy scene. These podcasts not only provide entertainment, but also foster a sense of community and connection. They remind us that laughter transcends boundaries, cultures, and languages. Whether you're in Johannesburg, Nairobi, or Lagos, you can tune in and share a laugh with fellow listeners. So if you haven't already, I encourage you to check out these podcasts. Subscribe, listen, and immerse yourself in the joy of African comedy. You'll find that laughter truly is the best medicine, and these podcasts are a prescription you won't want to miss. Whether you're looking for a good laugh, a new perspective, or just a way to brighten your day, the world of African comedy podcasts has got you covered. So plug in, sit back, and let the laughter roll.